AFC South, on to the land of the Ohio State quarterbacks, the Houston Texans.
The one that's actually shown that he has some talent.
Hey, how many Badgers quarterbacks have been successful in the NFL? Thank you.
I'm sure we've had some.
No, you haven't.
No, I think we have.
No.
Brooks Bollinger was damn good.
He started some games for the Vikings.
Anyways, I think this is could be a really good division, minus one team. I think Houston could go 11-6.
Yeah.
And I think best case scenario from my eyes would be AFC Championship game.
I think there's a real possibility of that. Best case scenario for me, CJ Stroud avoids a sophomore slump and actually gets some MVP votes, because that's where he really takes that next step. If he can be good enough to get MVP votes this year, you're going to be in real good shape.
He's going to face the same thing Jordan Love is. There's all sorts of tape on him now.
Yep.
You've got to elevate your game to the next level and give them things they haven't seen that they didn't know you could do.
I mean, I know we're going to talk about these guys in just a minute here, but Trevor Lawrence, look, people got tape on him, and it was a different ball game. We're going to save that for a minute. On to the Colts. What do you think the best case scenario?
9-8, 10-7. Anthony Richardson, we don't really know what he is yet. He's got all the ability in the world. He's got to prove it this year.
Best case scenario for the Indianapolis Colts is that Anthony Richardson learns how to slide.
And Jonathan Taylor learns how to wear a regular helmet again.
Hey, if you're going to wear it, wear it.
I know.
Here's the thing that makes me nervous about the caps, okay? Helmets already provide a very false sense of security for the protection of your head. And now you have more cushion that's going to give you even a more false sense of security for your head.
They're going to lead with their head.
Jonathan Taylor's going to lead with his head. He feels like he has more protection around his head now. And that's the issue. They're leading with their head. Right. You're getting your head hit. You got to keep your head up, man.
And Jonathan Taylor surprises me because he does run with his head up.
I'm all game. If you want to wear it for protection, go for it. I think it looks goofy with a little tarp over the helmet. But it's your life. You do what you want. Right, I get wanting more protection, but I'm just nervous it's going to provide more of a false sense of security, and you're going to just end up getting more hurt because of that.
I'm never going to tell a player not to wear one.
No, if you got the opportunity, go for it. I have no issues with it. As goofy as it looks, go for it. But again, it's a false sense of security that your head is not going to get hurt now. And I just think that's going to lead to more problems in NFL games. I really do. That's my personal opinion. We'll see how it works out. But as long as Anthony Richardson actually learns how to slide, he'll be fine. That's back to Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams got down right away, right? You know I've said a lot of bad things about Caleb Williams.
Bigger dude.
He is a bigger dude. You got to get down, man.
I know.
You got to get down.
I'm afraid that he's already started down the path of being that injured quarterback with all the potential in the world.
He could be. I mean, RG3 was that much or that way. He could be in the same boat. They did a good job making sure he was out the rest of the year last year and just dealing with what came. But he's got to learn how to slide this year. If he can slide more often, that's a win for the Colts every step of the way. Tennessee Titans.
6-11. I just don't think they're very good. Will Levis hasn't shown me anything so far.
Yeah, get this. You ready? My best case scenario for the Tennessee Titans. Will Levis shows he is a starting quarterback in the NFL. That's all he needs to do is show he's a starting quarterback in the NFL, and the Titans end up with a top 5 pick. Because if you have a starting quarterback and a top 5 pick, that means you can focus on talent, and build up your team in other areas. And that way, hey, we got our quarterback. We're going to focus on getting more talent around him and build from that way. There's so many holes on that team. Mm-hmm. They really need to build, and they need to sit with a quarterback for a while and not worry about taking a quarterback all the time.
I don't think they're in that position right now, personally.
You got to let them run.
I mean, let's face it.
You got to run with them, man.
All these predictions we're making, quarterback goes down, all these predictions are out the window. That team is looking for something next year.
Yeah. Now you see why my best case scenario isn't record.
Okay.
There's too many things on the line. Will Levis this year needs to show he's capable of starting in the NFL. And again, the Titans need to end up with a top 5 pick so they can build that team in other areas. Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is their year. This is Trevor Lawrence's last shot. Best case scenario with a new stadium on the way.
Which looks beautiful, by the way.
It does. It does. I like what they're doing with it.
Yeah.
9-8, 10-7. I know I'm putting a lot of teams there, but I think that's what.
But that's best case scenario.
Best case scenario.
We're not saying every team's going to be there.
Best case scenario, they could end up 12-4, and Trevor Lawrence proves that he's the quarterback we thought he was the first couple of years.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence prove that they're a good match together, because if they don't this year, they're going to blow it up.
They're going to have to. I do find it interesting, just on the stadium, kind of a squirrel moment for a second. So they're going to play normal this year.
Yep.
Next year, in 2026, they're going to play, or actually next year, they're still in the same stadium. They're going to start the build in 2026 as long as it gets final approval, which it will.
It will.
2026, they're still going to play in that same stadium.
With the construction going on outside the building.
Correct. And they're just going to be in front of much smaller crowds.
For those that don't know, they're going to keep the same infrastructure and stadium they have. They're going to build a giant roof over it. It's not going to be temperature controlled, but it's going to lower the heat by 70% in the stadium.
70% more shade.
Yes.
That's the issue for those of you that haven't been to Jacksonville. You and I both have. It's hard to sit in the stands. There's zero shade anywhere.
Hot. It's like sitting
real hot.
It's almost like sitting on the one side in Tampa Bay early in the year where that sun just beats down on it.
It is. So they're going to build on the outside, and then in 2027, they're going to either play in Orlando or Gainesville, and while the roof's being put on. By the way, I did also call. What did I tell you? Packers are going to be the last team without a dome. And Jaguars are getting a dome.
Which makes me think that Tampa and Miami are going to go the way of a dome. The next stadiums
are domes. It's going to happen.
Okay.
100%. All right, my best case scenario for the Jaguars, the Jags team as a whole can stay healthy. They really need to stay healthy, and Trevor Lawrence gets some MVP votes. Same as C.J. Stroud. You need to start seeing him get some MVP votes at this point. That's their next step.
Either Trevor Lawrence is either going to turn it around and be that guy, or he's going to fall to the wayside. And
he got paid. It's time to show it.